And hello YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the second half of the Barbie Hammer, Oppenheimer. That's right, Oppenheimer now. I finally got to see Oppenheimer. Been really looking forward to seeing that movie. Huge Christopher Nolan fan. I'm also a big World War II buff kind of a person. I love those kind of stories and how certain events to that, war actually happened. Because it's always been fascinating to me. I don't know why, but anyway. So Oppenheimer stars Cillian Murphy, obviously, Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon, directed by Christopher Nolan, and it tells the story of Dr. Oppenheimer, the man who pretty much helped push the War II in the favor of the United States by making the atomic bomb and basically being the father of nuclear weaponry. And all I gotta say about this film, the fact that matters is that this movie is brilliant. I'm talking brilliant. Christopher Nolan's always been the guy. He makes good films. He has, his cinematography is amazing. Sometimes he has great action. This movie has no action at all, except the only action you're going to see in this film is the intensity of what this film is the whole story of how J. Oppenheimer and how he basically was just a normal scientist doing his thing. He wanted to bring quantum physics to America, and then they used that math, that science to help create the atomic bomb that America dropped in Hiroshima and win World War II. Okay. Oh, almost forgot. This movie does also star Florence Pugh and, of course, Emily Blunt. So can't forget about them. I don't know where to start. This movie, like I said before, is just, it's a very long 3-hour talky kind of movie. But if you're into those kind of movies that engage you on just what the story is and why certain events actually happen, this movie hooks you right away. And it doesn't even feel like it's dragging. And you know me, I've already explained this. If you've been watching my videos lately, I always explain, if you're not dragging me into a story right away, then I can't watch this movie because honestly, this is going to be boring me. This movie was so engaging, I couldn't get my head out of it because honestly, there were so many twists and turns in this film that I had no idea there was a huge, side to this movie that, Oppenheimer, he was tasked for one thing and one thing only. He was tasked to get scientists by Matt Damon and basically make the atomic bomb. Simple, right? But then you got Robert Downey Jr.'s character, who's pretty much the guy who pretty much brought him into it. He starts doing shady things with him, and, the government starts checking his backstory, his background, and all this and that, and it was just intriguing to me. I didn't even know any of this stuff actually happened. I mean, I know it was based on a true story, somewhat, meaning, they probably stretched certain things. Obviously, the atomic bomb was real, and we all know that. But when you get to the point to when they test the bomb, one of the most intense things you're probably ever going to experience in a movie theater, because I had goosebumps just thinking about it and waiting for it to happen. And this was just a test part. It wasn't like they were going to show us, the government actually dropping the bomb on the poor Japanese at the time. It wasn't like that. It was just them testing it. And it felt, it felt like a dang roller coaster. You know how when you go on a roller coaster, you go all the way to the top and it's slow, but then when you get to the top, you're like, okay, this is gonna be nuts. And he just drops. That's exactly what this film was. And everybody in this film was amazing. Cillian Murphy continues to prove how good he is as an actor. Robert Downey Jr. I think Robert Downey Jr. finally came back as Tony Stark, but in real life, if Tony Stark was real. And he got to play that, and he was fantastic. A lot of people already saying that he's gonna get a Best Actor nomination, supporting actor nomination, rightfully so. But a lot of people are not talking about this other person in this movie that was just as good, in my opinion, Matt Damon. I always liked Matt Damon as an actor. I just never liked him as an action star kind of a guy. He's more of a dramatic guy, in my opinion. Flawless in this film. Flawless. he's the guy who basically runs the Manhattan Project, and he literally tells Oppenheimer what to do. Amazing, magnificent what he did in this movie. I think it was better than his best performance since The Martian. It was incredible. Like, seriously, Florence Pugh was great. Which, by the way, I don't think she was even in the marketing. I don't remember her in the marketing of the film, but she was great. There's this one scene when you see Florence Pugh, and you know what I'm talking about. Have you seen it already? It's like, wow, that took me by surprise. Amazing. Okay, sure. And Emily Blunt is Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt plays a character who's basically Oppenheimer's wife, and she's kind of how can I put this in a delicate way? She doesn't feel like a good person, in my opinion. I feel like her character was more like pay attention to me. I don't care about anything else. Kind of a person. It's hard to explain, but anyway, she was phenomenal as always. I love Emily Blunt. She's great. And then of course Robert Downey Jr. Like I said, I think he was playing Iron Man in real life. If Iron Man was real or Tony Stark was real, there's literally a scene here that reminds me of Iron Man 2, where the whole him versus the UN thing, and it reminded me of that, and it was great. I only have one negative about this film, and there's only one, which is kind of weird from a Christopher Nolan point of view. I kind of wish this movie was in black and white the whole time, honestly, because the black and white stuff in here was so mesmerizing. It felt like a real documentary, except that it was a documentary slash movie, and I kind of wanted more from that. It made the story more driven in the film, in my opinion, and it made it feel more, I guess, more important, in a way, instead of like, because it felt like it was black and white, but it felt like it was telling the actual true story without actually them stretching certain details about what actually really happened in the thing, and it was just great. And also, I don't know the actor who was played Albert Einstein. He was good too. Not in a lot of it, but he was good too. Like I said, a lot of twists and turns in the film. Cillian Murphy is probably going to get Best Actor Lead nomination as well. Christopher Nolan, I'm pretty sure, is going to get director nomination because he directed the heck out of this film, and it was just great. This movie, like I said before, is not going to be for everybody. It's not those kind of like, ooh, action-packed, yeah, war film, yeah, let's do it, yeah, blow up things. And no, it's a story about the guy who made probably maybe in his opinion, depending on how you look at it, the worst decision that mankind has ever made, but making atomic weaponry and how dangerous that is in the hands of anybody. So, and when you watch him, go through that transition of him doing it, kind of, regretting it in a way, you'll see all that in here. It's not much of a spoiler. I'm just saying because, honestly, what can you spoil? Some of this stuff is actually true. So you can go look up in the History channel and you're going to find it there too. So their version of it. But anyway, he had regrets in this. And it's like you watch him like, did he do the right thing? You're going to find out, did he do the right thing or not? And what's the consequences of him doing it in the first place? It was just captivating in a way. It was just astonishing. I say astonishing. And when you hear the sounds in here, like the music alone was great, but the way Christopher Nolan uses sounds and then making it feel silent and then hitting you with super sounds, it was crazy. I kind of wish I saw this in IMAX. My only regret because there's no IMAX near me. But look, you gotta go see this movie in the biggest screen possible. You have to go check it out. Even if you don't think it's those kind of movies you're interested in it, you should watch it just to understand humanity at the time and what humanity is today. And with that, I recommend giving it a shot. If this movie's not for you, don't worry about it. Christopher Nolan will make other movies. We all know it. But if you had to ask me, what should I go watch? I'm more of a action kind of guy, or funny comedy, go check out Barbie. Go check out Mission Impossible. Go check out Indiana Jones. If you really care about history, about World War, not only World War II, but also history of the world, and you're interested in knowing about what actually happened with this atomic bomb and actually how it got made, and you don't mind the 3 hour runtime, give it a shot. And if you don't like it, that's fine too. All films subjective, I get, I know. So, what can you do? But like I said, all up to you. I enjoyed this film. I think this might be the best film of the year so far. Between this and Spider-Man, I don't know yet. 1 and 2, they're back and forth right now. And then Mission Impossible is like right there with the 1, 2, and 3 spot. So, yeah, that's how I feel about the film. I hope you enjoy my review about it. And stay tuned for more. And have a good day. And like I said, give it a shot if you want to go check it out if you're curious. And leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much. And have a good day.